I'm 22 years old and I just finished reading the Harry Potter series for the first time. I'm going to be sharing my thoughts and experiences with you. I'm going to be splitting this video into 3 parts. What piqued my interest to start reading the books, my experience reading the books at college, and my takeaways after reading them. As a kid, whenever I went to the library, I would always see these books on the shelves and I always wanted to read them, but when I was younger, I did not enjoy reading or I could never get into it. I would sometimes check out the books, but I would never open it up, or whenever I tried reading the first page, I got lost. So up until when I got into college, I avoided the Harry Potter series entirely. I watched a bit of the Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban movie when I was younger, but other than that, I never touched the book, I never touched another movie, and it wasn't until my freshman year of college that it piqued my interest. And there was an event during around Thanksgiving time of freshman year of college where a lot of people in my dorm hall, they all gathered up in someone's dorm room and we were watching a bit of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And I don't know if it was the movie or if it was just the idea or act of being with everyone together, just kind of seeing the Harry Potter world in person, seeing the Harry Potter world and everyone kind of being big fans of it. It kind of piqued my interest and it got me really interested in reading the books. Funny enough, we actually ended up not finishing the movie, but just that little hint and that little glimpse into the Harry Potter world during my freshman year around that time, it just piqued my interest and it got me to start reading the books. And I'll admit that during my freshman year when I went to my college library, that when I went to go search for Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone and got the book and wanted to check it out, I was a little bit embarrassed to walk up into the counter because at the time I was 19 years old and most of the books that I was reading and consuming were all self-help books. At that time I thought books were just meant to be used to learn and to grow and to use them as transactional items to get better and grow more. But this was the first time I ever sat down and read a fiction book, so I was a little bit nervous about, reading a book that was entirely meant for teens and children. But I'm glad that I got over that first wave of embarrassment because I read that first book and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It took me a little while to read it. I don't think I binge read it. It still took me a little bit while with college classes and the normal college lifestyle. I had to get adjusted to read the book, and I read it whenever I could, but I thoroughly enjoyed reading the first book. Because I started reading these books during my freshman year, I felt as though I was growing up with the characters in the book. As each year passed, my responsibilities grew and so did my challenges, and like the book, Harry's journey got tougher and tougher. So when I closed the chapter on the final book, it was emotional because I close something that took me close to 5 years to finish. Looking back at it, I'm really glad that I got over the initial wave of embarrassment during my freshman year when I was about to check out the first book, because I've learned so many things from these Harry Potter books and I want to share them with you. They opened up my mind to a whole new world. The books taught me how important it is to follow your gut and to go for what you feel is right. So if you have a dream or goal, you should make an attempt to at least try to make that goal come to life. The book indirectly told us how having a strong close friend group like Harry, Ron, and Hermione will be able to help you throughout your journey in life. Whether you're feeling down or need that inspiration to go do something, having those friends that will push you forward is so important. Dumbledore's impact on Harry is something I look back on in my own life because we always have these people that are older than us that will pass on knowledge and a vision to you. And it's important to pass that on to others when you're given the chance. In the books, I loved how some of Harry's closest allies came from him not judging other characters when he first met them. It's something that I need to work on in my own life, but the fact that he treated everyone fairly, whether they were an elf, goblin, or a peer, showing them the same level of respect, ultimately helped him. Those characters ended up helping him throughout his journey, and he did it without expecting anything in return. Outside of just those lessons I picked up from the book, reading this entire series taught me how important it is to sprinkle in reading some fiction books throughout your life. I know we can get caught up in the non-fiction self-help wave of just consuming a lot of self-development knowledge. It's good to sprinkle in these books because they can give you a different viewpoint, a different reality, and a different type of motivation, and get your brain going and looking at life in a little bit of a different way. Each time I finished one of the Harry Potter books, I felt more energized and I felt much better about my life because rather than spending 2 to 3 hours watching Netflix or binging Netflix or playing a video game, I would spend those 2 to 3 hours to finish reading the Harry Potter book, or I would spend 2 to 3 hours reading the Harry Potter book each day. It also showed me that books can be used for enjoyment and they don't always have to be so transactional in the information you get. You can read books just purely for the enjoyment of it, and then that can spark on some creativity in your mind that can help you with any other projects you have in your life. So it doesn't have to be that you have to read books just for the pure transactional information of it. If you want to read a book just for enjoyment, you should go do it. Now that I finished up all the books, my main next goal is to actually watch all the movies. I hope you enjoyed this video about my journey going through the Harry Potter world for the first time as a 22-year-old. Thanks for watching. Bye.